Welcome back to another video with Anime Culture Talk. Today we'll take an interesting look into arguably the strongest demons in Demon Slayer. So, let's get into it. Even in those old classical epics or contemporary horror films, demons have always been terrifying and formidable creatures in almost all works of literature. Actually, anime demon characters are highly popular and can be found in many classic series. But among the most terrifying demons are those in Demon Slayer, Kimetsu No Yaiba. Even the most seasoned slayers will be horrified by their bizarre aesthetics, warped worldviews, and unpredictable blood demon arts. Muzan Kibutsuji creates each and every demon, rising through the ranks by transforming humans. That said, the strongest demons in Demon Slayer are handpicked by Muzan and gain considerable strength by drinking his blood. They are known as the 12 Demon Moons, comprising of 6 upper moons and 6 lower moons. Since they are all so strong, even Hashira with the greatest strength must go into defense mode. In this video, we will rank top 10 Demon Moons, also known as Kizuki, from the weakest to strongest. This list might not be the one you expected, so keep watching till the end. At number 10, we've got Ruie. Ruie is the demon with the coldest behavior among the lower moons, holding the title of the Lower Moon 5. He could have killed Tanjiro and Nezuko if not for Gyu's intervention. Some of his major abilities include thread control, cutting thread rotation, and power allocation. Ruie was the first official member of Muzan's 12 Kizuki to make an appearance in Demon Slayer's Mount Nadagumo arc. Ruie used his blood demon art to ensnare additional lesser demons in his enchanted web atop the mountain. That said, he only saved their lives in exchange for them becoming his family, creating an extremely toxic relationship dynamic between them. A minuscule amount of Ruie's blood gave weaker demons more power and allowed his makeshift family to endlessly slaughter dozens of slayers. As the lower rank 5 in the Kizuki, Ruie caused a good bit of trouble for Tanjiro and Nezuko, so much so that their latent abilities were drawn out. Further, if Gyu had never arrived on the scene and unleashed his dead calm technique, the heroes would have been defeated. For our number 9, it's gotta be Enmu. Demons are often envisioned to be evil, but some of them are just too peculiar that even in the face of their own death, they stay calm and happy. The holder of the title Lower Moon 1, named Enmu, is the perfect example of this representation. Enmu's blood demon art stole the show during the Mugen Train arc. Sleep stimulus, dream control, and whispers of forced unconscious hypnosis are just some of his noteworthy skills. He is the only demon who survived Muzan's brutal huntings of the Lower Moon demons. While the other Lower Moons ran for their lives, Enmu pleaded for mercy with his face full of joy and actually got it. He was the lower rank 1 demon, and Muzan figured that he would give him a chance to prove that he was worthy of receiving more of his blood. Enmu's demon blood art, known as sleep inducement, took the show to a different level of excitement during Mugen Train arc. He put everybody on the train to sleep and guided a group of insomniacs into the Slayer's dreams, hoping to kill them by destroying their spiritual core. Enmu was also well-versed in flesh manipulation and flesh detachment, transforming even the Mugen Train itself. He was arguably the strongest lower-ranked demon, and it took multiple Slayers working together to protect the passengers. Real boss of a demon at number 8, Kyoko. He originally wanted to become the next Thunder Hashira, but ends up becoming the new Upper Moon, replacing the sibling duo Utaro and Daiki after they died. Some of his major abilities include thunder breathing, electricity manipulation, and combat versatility. Although not as powerful as the other Upper Moon demons, Kyaku was nevertheless a force of nature. That said, he used to be Zenitsu's former classmate, having studied together under Jigoro Kuwajima, the former Thunder Hashira. Kyaku was bitter that they were both chosen as Jigoro's successors, as he wanted all the praise for himself. Kyaku could perform all the thunder-breathing techniques except the first style. Since he was never given the Hashira title, he accepted being turned into a demon to boost his power. Though he's inexperienced with his blood demon art, he was so strong that Muzan Kibutsuji gave him a place among the Upper Moons. Kyaku was an extremely fast fighter, moving at such speeds that even Zenitsu was outpaced. Despite being in the same transition as Kokushibo, Kyaku doesn't have the power to be ranked higher on this list. Lucky number 7, Utaro and Daiki. They are the inseparable demon siblings that has the saddest backstory among the Upper Moons. Utaro and Daiki are Aang anime's strongest brother-sister duos of all time. They were the holder of the title Upper Moon 6, which will eventually be replaced by another demon slayer turned demon named Kyaku. These are some of the major abilities of these two. For Utaro, blood manipulation and rampant arc rampage, while for Daiki, Obi-Sash control and sentient flesh Obi. Utaro and Daiki shared the lowest tier of the Upper Moon ranking system, living as one after becoming demons. Their sad backstory was highlighted during the Entertainment District arc, eliciting some amount of sympathy from the audience. Daiki and Utaro further impressed the viewers with their sheer strength as a formidable brother-sister demon duo. As Utaro and Daiki were so powerful, it made viewers wonder how strong the rest of the upper ranks were. It took the combined efforts of the main trio, Nezuko, Tengen Uzui, and all 3 of his wives to take them down. Utaro was undoubtedly the more powerful of the 2 Upper Moon 6 members, but Daiki was also quite capable. Defeating these 2 Upper Moon demons was nothing short of a stellar achievement. If you've made it this far, don't forget to leave a comment and smash that like button. We appreciate your help. Number 6 God Kyoko. He is known as the ugliest Upper Moon demon, which is a little contradicting, considering he is an artist with an obsession with the beauty of his art. It's just too bad he looks like the bottom of my foot. Ugh. Some of his major abilities are porcelain urns, 1,000 needle fish kill, and killer fish scales. Kyoko was the Upper Moon 5 among Muzan's elite Upper Moons. He is a bizarre creature with mouths for eyes and an eyeball for a mouth. Kyoko's appearance was almost as terrifying as Muzan's power. He had some pretty flashy abilities and always put a creative spin on all of his attacks. He seemed obsessed with arts and crafts, often working these talents into his combat style. Unfortunately, this meant that his human subjects suffered immensely as part of his artistic projects. Kyoko could teleport between handmade decorative pots, summon fish-like demons, and even use water to trap his opponents. He nearly got the best of Muchiro by trapping the young Mist Hashira in a giant vase made of water. Luckily, the Slayer dispatched the demon quickly and decisively after activating his Demon Slayer mark. Right in the middle of the pack at number 5, we have Anangu. Cowardice forced Anangu to separate his various emotions, and he is the original title holder of the Upper Moon 4. Manifestation of emotional aspects, crazed cry of thunder death, and compressed sound waves are just some of his magnificent abilities. At first glance, it might be difficult to understand why such a miserable wretch was appointed to this esteemed position. However, he subsequently proved himself one of the most formidable opponents in Demon Slayer. The love Hashira Mitsuri Kanroji, Tanjiro, Nezuko, and the gun-toting Genya had a tough time taking this foe down. Anangu was a coward, but spinelessness somehow fueled his power. His blood demon art divided him into his primal emotions. When Anangu's weaknesses were attacked, his hatred would take over and attack his opponents. The Upper Moon 4 was eventually defeated after hours of ceaseless fighting, but Tanjiro nearly lost Nezuko to sunlight in the process. Our solid number 4, Nimime. She earned her prestigious position as the Upper Moon 4 from Muzan himself when the spot was left empty after Anangu's death. Nimime is also known as the Biwa woman because she is often, if not all the time, seen holding her Biwa instrument. Some of her major abilities are dimensional control, Infinity Castle Architect, and portal generation. When she strums her Biwa, she can rearrange the Infinity Castle and instantly teleport herself all over the place, while also retaining the ability to teleport anyone else. Trying to find where Nimime was proved to be nearly impossible, making her blood demon art one of the most vexing techniques in the story. She was effortlessly able to avoid the sun, robbing the demon slayers of their most powerful weapon. Nime's overall ability wasn't particularly dangerous, but she could send her opponents anywhere she wanted, including a location full of hungry demons. Even the combination of Mitsuri and Obanai failed to defeat and decapitate Nimime, further illustrating her phenomenal combat expertise. For our number 3 spot, we give you Akaza. He is the infamous killer of the Flame Hashira, Kyojuro Rengoku, and the holder of the title Upper Moon 3. Some of his major abilities include the following: Soryu style, destructive death, and blue-silver chaotic afterglow. As the Upper Moon 3 demon, Akaza was strong enough to win a duel to the death against the formidable Flame Hashira. He also claimed to have personally killed at least one other Hashira. Akaza was one of the most dangerous opponents in all of Demon Slayer, partly because of his unbreakable willpower, but mostly because of his exceptional fighting strength. Although his first appearance at the end of Mugen Train was unsettling enough, facing him in the final battle proved to be even more difficult. Unbeknownst to many anime-only fans, Akaza also had one of Demon Slayer's most tragic backstories. Muzan Kibutsuji called Akaza a demon before he was discovered, based only on the fact that he was capable of using his hands to defeat hundreds of skilled fighters. I think we can all agree on the number 2 pick, Doma. Known as the most hated Upper Moon in the fandom, Doma is by far the most wicked character of all time. His evilness is on par with Muzan, for he is a wicked being, even when he was still a human. He is the most powerful demon next to Kokushibo, which means he is widely known as Upper Moon 2. Ice manipulation, crystalline divine child, and rime water lily bodhisattva are his major abilities. As the Upper Moon 2, no strategy was too extreme for him, and he would do anything to win. His jaw was blasted to oblivion by Akaza, and his body fell apart after a heavy dose of wisteria poison. But nothing fazed him. Doma seemed to enjoy every moment of his demonic life, spending several decades of deceiving innocent people before devouring them alive. As such, he was also responsible for the deaths of a few people dear to the core, including Kanai Kocho, the former Flower Hashira and Inosuke Hashibira's mother. Doma's death required teamwork and careful planning on the hero's part, because he was effectively unbeatable in a one-on-one fight. The Upper Moon 2 demon was a supreme Tenjutsu fighter, as seen when he single-handedly fought Inosuke and Kanao. I'm still on the ropes if Doma should have been our number 3 and Akaza at number 2. But after much deliberation with my own thoughts, this is what I decided, even if Doma is the Upper Moon 2 demon. Personally, I feel like Akaza was much more OP. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Our golden number 1, of course, it's Kokushibo. Known by most as the Upper Moon 1, Kokushibo is the first demon who used his moon breathing to create his own blood demon art. Kokushibo is the most powerful demon next to Muzan, according to their hierarchy of power. Moon breathing, crescent moon blades, and the signature 16th form. Moonbow Half Moon are some of his primary skills. During the Sengoku period, Kokushibo was one of those who awakened his Demon Slayer mark. Kokushibo wanted to live longer than expected, which is why he turned into a demon. Remarkably, Muichiro, the Mist Hashira, and Kokushibo are also distantly related. In his human form, Kokushibo was known as Michikatsu Tsugikuni. He was the twin brother of Yoriichi Tsugikuni, the strongest demon slayer known in history. Kokushibo later became a demon, but he still retained much of his swordsmanship skills. He combined his moon-breathing techniques with his blood demon art, which turns out to be too powerful, earning him the spot as the Upper Moon 1. Kokushibo's crescent moon blades were devastating, forcing even Sanemi and Gyome to go on their defensive mode most of the time. All in all, Kokushibo holds the top spot on our list of the strongest demon moons from the Demon Slayer series because he is the strongest demon moon known to exist. That's what we got in the rankings, everyone. Leave a comment about your thoughts on this, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be back with another anime-inspired video in Anime Culture Talk.